Hey everybody, this is Justin Bullock. This is What's Real in Real Estate, and today we're with Rick Farmer, the owner of the Listing Edge here in Jacksonville, Florida. And what we're here to talk about is the importance of professional photography services. Rick does all of our professional photography, aerial footage, 3D mapping, tours, things along those lines. And we're here to talk to you about why these services are so important. If you're going to sell a property, be it you're a homeowner, you're selling for sale by owner, if you're a builder, if you're a real estate agent, these services are very important, and that's what we're here to talk to you about why. So,
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
I'm happy to be here.
So why is it important to use these services?
Well, as we all know, pretty much everybody starts their searches on the internet. Because of that, they're not physically walking through the property initially. So your first chance to grab a customer is when they see it on the internet.
Right.
Whatever website they're looking at to search for the property that they want to purchase. So it's kind of vital to capture them right away. So the services that we provide, the combination of them are a really good way of giving you a very good overview of the property, the layout. We do floor plans as well. So they get a really good feel of what the property is before they get in. And what I hear, some people will say like, well, you give too much information. And sometimes people won't want to see the property. And the way I look at it is like, if I'm giving you enough information as a buyer, and they decide they don't want to look at the property, when they got to the property, they were going to decide the same thing anyway.
Right.
And you just saved yourself from wasting your time as a real estate professional, and wasting their time going to look at a house they're not going to buy.
Right. Yeah, because most people are at home, they're on their phones, they're on their couches, they're hanging out, they're looking at the properties, and it's so important for those photos and the things to attract them to understand, hey, I actually want to get up, I physically want to go and visit this property, I want to call this builder, I want to call this realtor to set up an appointment. And that's why it's so imperative that those photos and all of your footage are quality, because it shows, hey, we've got a quality product, and that's marketing 101.
I agree totally on that.
Yep. So at what services do you recommend at a floor minimum? And then at what point do you think things are a little overkill? Like, do you have to do 3D mapping for every property?
No. And let me just kind of start by talking a little bit about some of the services we offer, because not everybody knows what all of them are. Obviously, we do photos. Everybody kind of knows what photos are. And, we do a lot of extra processing on the photos to make things look better, and images on TVs and different things like that that I find, or we found, that really helps make properties pop online.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we do that. The other thing is that we do the 3D tours that you mentioned, and we do two different types. We do one from a company called Planetar, called iGuide, and the cool thing about that is that it gives you a very accurate floor plan along with an actual virtual tour that you can literally, through your computer, walk through the home. So you got a camera in the middle of the room, and we do a 360-degree sweep of the room, and it's like literally you're standing in the room looking around at everything, and you can see the whole room.
Yeah, we've done one of those together.
Yes, we have.
Yep.
And along with the floor plan, it's very powerful, because according to National Association of Realtors, floor plans are the third most requested item by buyers and sellers when they're selling or buying a home.
Do you find you do a lot of those for real estate agents or more for builders?
We do both. We
Okay.
do a lot for agents. We do a lot for builders. Some of our builders do it on all their models. Not all of them use them, but most of them do. So we do that. We also do videos.
Mm-hmm.
We do regular video walkthroughs. So we do what we call premium video walkthrough, which is where we're going to have music and some information about the property. We do Zillow video tours, which is just a basic Zillow video tour.
And that's helping too with Zillow rankings if you have your property on there, correct?
Absolutely. That along, we also do Zillow 3D tours, and those will absolutely help you move up in the Zillow search rankings. And I understand if you're a real estate professional, I understand how we all feel about Zillow for various reasons. But at the end of the day, we got to play with them. We know that the buyers and sellers are utilizing Zillow to look at things. So it's good to be there, and we know people search on Zillow, so you want to be towards the top on the rankings.
Right.
Where you can.
Right. So as far as aerial footage, those things, when do you find yourself doing those types of services? When do you advise to use those services?
Now, great question. And we've been Part 107 certified since literally almost day one. I think it was a month after they started the certifications that I personally got certified, and then
Yeah, not just everybody can just take a drone and fly it over a property. Correct?
Not legally.
Yep.
Not legally. It's
And that's
very
nationally,
important.
correct?
That's national.
Yep.
The FAA guidelines, and part of the reason that you want to make sure that you hire, if you're hiring the photographer, hire an FAA Part 107 licensed drone pilot, is that if you don't hire somebody that's FAA certified and something happens to go wrong, the FAA has repeatedly said and reiterated that they will go after everybody involved in it. They'll go after the pilot, they'll go after the listing agent, they'll go after the broker, they'll go after the seller. Anybody involved, they're going to make an example of it. So you want to make sure. So we're always above board. All of our photographers, if we send them out to do an aerial shoot, they're Part 107 certified. We're also insured for aerial. And we also can do, we do video from the air as well as just photos. So we do a lot of that. And as far as a lot of people say, well, when should I do aerial? So it depends. So like, where we're at now, we're on this nice little pond here. You might want to do aerial there because you're showing it, the property with some perspective, what's around it, or like at the beach, or, that sort of thing. Large plots of land. If we're doing like a vacant piece of land, a lot of times we'll do aerial, because if I take a picture of vacant land, many times, at least here in Northeast Florida, there's pine trees all over, and if I'm on the ground, I'm going to take pictures of pine trees.
Right.
It's all you're going to, as they say, you can't see the forest for the trees. But from the air, you can see it, and we can actually draw out a line if we need to show you where it's at. On
all the boundaries, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Are there insurances that are required? Like if you hire a professional photography, videography company, are there certain insurances that they should have before they go into your home or onto your property before they take photos and video?
Yes. I mean, it's not required, but you absolutely should have some sort of liability insurance, which we do. Aerial is a different policy, which we have. Just in case something happens. But yeah, you should. I mean, certainly anybody can go do this and not have insurance. However, if something happens to go wrong, again, somebody knocks a vase over or something like that, well, the photographer is going to have to pay for it one way or another. And if it's something expensive, you may or may not have the money to pay for it.
Right.
So yeah, it's very important to have that. That's a great question.
Yeah, thank you. So as far as the coronavirus and some of the things that are taking place now, how is that going to change? Maybe short term, long term. What are your thoughts there?
No, that's a great question, and it's on everybody's minds right now. And I know that we're closer than our 6-10 feet, whatever they're saying today.
There's not 10 of us here,
but we washed our hands and all that stuff, so we're good. But it's definitely in the forefront of all of our minds, and I will tell you that on average we do about 30 shoots a week. Let's just say this week we did a lot less. So this is the first big week here in America where this is really hitting. So we've definitely slowed down. We haven't stopped. I mean, we're still doing business, but many of the agents, they're finding that people are canceling. They're waiting to list homes until after this ends, and I get it. I totally get it. And that's kind of where I think that like our 3D tours and our videos can really come into play, because I really see the market kind of starting to change, or the industry changing, in that people are going to be, at least for now, are going to be a little less likely to want to go look at every house that they find on Zillow that kind of piques their interest. So this is a good way, as I said earlier, to kind of narrow down properties that as a buyer I may be interested or may not be interested in.
Right.
So I don't want to expose myself any more than I have to. So we're getting a lot of questions from our customers about these and what we feel about them, and so on and so forth. I'm seeing other companies across the country, they're starting to do a little bit more of the 3D tours. We've always done a lot of them. We were one of the first to do them in this area. So we do a lot anyway, but I sort of anticipate us doing a higher percentage of those in our shoots. And we'll see how it goes. But it's definitely going to affect things, from my standpoint.
Right. I think from all standpoints, especially for real estate agents, I think builders, I think it's definitely going to have an impact on the volume of foot traffic, and you've really got to do things right now to captivate your audience. Again, if you're at home and you're trying to sell your property on your own, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a builder, whatever it is, your business that you're in working to sell properties, I believe that, to sum this up, it's very important right now to capture people's attention at home. And the way you do that is not through blurry cell phone photos and things along those lines. I think right now is a very important time, probably more so than ever, to have professional photos, professional video, and to make sure that you've got a really robust marketing package. That's always important.
Yep. And let's not forget that Everybody's stuck at home right now. They got to do something. You know, a lot of people love to look through the listings and stuff, especially people who are actually looking to buy.
Right.
So
and
now
interest rates are low.
Yeah, and interest
so
rates
it's
are
a
low.
Good time.
Ridiculously low right now. So it's still a great time to buy. I understand your 401k and stuff might have been hit. That's going to come back. It's a matter of time. We understand that. This isn't going to last forever, and that's the biggest thing. But you know, we all still have to do business. You've got to buy or sell, or if you're in the business, you got to buy or you got to sell properties, so on and so forth. So, you know, we just have to all adjust. We're all in it together, and that's what we're trying to do. Is we're all adjusting.
Yep. Awesome. Well, again, I'm Justin Bullock with What's Real in Real Estate. This is Rick Farmer with The Listing Edge. You'll find all of our contact information here below or above, depending on what platform you're on. But feel free to hit the subscribe button, and we are here to help you. We're in to share what's real in real estate. Right. So until next time, we appreciate you for joining.
We'll do the coronavirus wave.
Yep.